Welcome back to Timberborn, and this is going to be a very different video. You might recognize this map if you watch JC the Beard. This is Badwater Ridge. Yes, this is in fact the Ember Pelts, and this is in fact update 7. This is my Ember Pelts update 7 save that I was playing myself. I was playing this while I took a break from making videos when my dad was ill, and what I want to explore today is the often given advice that once your FPS starts to tank, you need to create districts. And I will let the game start to run, and if you look at the FPS counter in the bottom corner, we are sitting down at like 15 FPS. It's quite unplayable, and to give you a bit of a tour of the facilities, shall we say, I've got well, we've got 250 beavers, most of which aren't. They are working. In fact, I think most of them are hauling. We've got 300 odd bots which are doing most of the work. You can see we've got a reasonably large industrial area up here, which is being largely powered by these water wheels. A little bit like JC has, but kind of scaled up. We've also got some windmills here to generate a bit of extra power. We've then got a tubeway system which comes over here to a little forestry plantation because trees were an issue, still not great, and some water diversions over here to send the bad water off the map, essentially. Then down here, so we've got a tubeway system that runs under here, down here to this mine, which is currently paused. And then we've got down here another tree plantation going in to sort out my shortage of trees. And then under here, so this is the other water source, and you'll notice that this has got a big kind of construction project going on. And what I'm trying to do here is make the terrain look a bit more natural. And this is where I kind of stopped. But if we look under here, this is incomplete. The idea was that underneath this, we would be able to have a hidden colony. So they have a water supply. Let me just reset that. They have a water supply coming through from here, and it can actually flow through and out from a few places, and the roof actually is also a water tank. There's no way to get water out of it yet, but the theory was that this could be filled with water as well. And yeah, I was working on trying to make these square edges look a bit more natural, but the FPS just got so that it was unplayable. I was playing this on my laptop, and I had like 2 FPS. I'm on my computer that I use to create content, and it's a bit better, but it's still freaking awful. And what I want, so we've got another, over here we've got another oak plantation for creating wood. We've got a pine plantation over here for pine resin. This is a divert to get rid of the bad water, and it's so deep to try and keep the contamination away from the trees. Yeah, and this is this bit is predominantly hollow, and I don't remember, there's no way to actually get the water out of this. It's just full of water because why not? You know, the idea was to, I think, to make this bit green for future, and I think I decided as I was playing that I was going to make this terrain a bit more three-dimensional once we'd finished, and maybe divert this river around here a little bit so it was a bit more interesting, but didn't get there because of the poor performance. Then over here, so we've got a bit of a farm here, and then because of the 3D terrain, this has been updated, hasn't it? Yes. So scrap metal efficient, why not? So we've got the mine under here, and then I 3D terrained over the top of it, and we've got a little farm and another oak plantation. We've got our reservoir here. I don't even remember what game settings we're playing on, and we've got water pumping here. Not entirely sure why these are paused, to be completely honest. I think I was maybe trying to move some water around. It's been a very long time since I was playing on here, because basically I had to abandon it because the performance was awful. And we've got some recipes not selected on many things. These have just been built, I believe. I think I was going to start creating even more bots. So this is generating power from a single Badwater source. This is the kind of thing that I'm planning to build on my current Ember Pelts Let's Play series. It's not the most efficient, but it works. Each one's generating about 90 HP. So, but yeah, you can see the performance is just horrible. So what I'm going to try and do is just start breaking stuff up into districts and see if it helps. And I think maybe the first one that we do is we split off this area, so this industrial bit, limbs, we need to do chassis and heads, and I'm not worried about maintaining making sure that it all works perfectly. There's every chance that it won't initially, in terms of balancing resource flow and all that kind of thing. There's a good chance it won't. But what we need to do, I think, is just try and see if we can make it so that there's another mine under here. No, there's a Badwater rig. So maybe what we do is we come out of here. Not really got enough bots, but we're going to have to just try and do what we can. Yeah, so I think, and the test is, can we recover some FPS? And what I'm going to do is coming out of here, there's a tubeway that goes off that way, which I think I'm going to break. And we will connect up to a new tubeway. So we're going to go district management, district crossing. We've not used any of them yet. Get rid of those. Get rid of those. Maybe get rid of those bits of path. And district crossing. And I think we probably want 2. I'm just thinking about how we fit them in with the space we have available. There. And there, maybe. And yeah, that'll work, because we can then join them up to that side. Yep. And then we do that. And that, and that. And we give that a district center. Let's also rebuild those tanks. So they were fuel and pretty sure they were fuel. Yeah, fuel and grease or lubricant. Fuel, obtain, and lubricant, obtain. We are going to high prioritize building those. Just unpause that. Things are going to get a bit funky, I think, while it works itself out. And what we might want to do is in now District 1 in the hauling posts. I think they are already all beavers, so if we can get these built pretty quick, maybe the District 1, maybe these guys are also beavers, and then this side they're bots. And then we also need to do a tiny tubeway station or a small tubeway station. And we need to get at the tubeway that's under here. So I think actually what we do is let's delete those also as a priority. So let's max those out as well. And let's come here. This needs 112 bots. So to Bosch, that should re-staff this district. And this district's got most things in it, I think. It might be short of gear production by the looks of it, which is going to be a problem if they're making bots. So go into the industry tab, throw in a couple of gear workshops, and then at the end we will try and select the path piece, not the overhang. Delete that, and then we can bring power back round. There we go, because we're probably lacking the resources to build some of this stuff. We've got planks. We will be making metal blocks because we've got a lot of these. Yeah, we probably need to give them a kick because of the employee management thing. We don't need that many of them either, but hey. There we go. And hopefully that will get that going. I'm going to pause a couple of those hauling posts because we probably don't need that many. There's a ton of scrap metal there. Right, let's just have a look at this. So that runs across there. It runs under that, so we probably need to delete that jobby as well. And I think we need need to put in some double dynamite across there. That's got some inactive beavers or bots. Let's prioritize building those. Let's also put in this district some builders' huts because we're probably short on those, or we're short on builders, so that'll help. What are we importing? We don't need to import food because there are no organics in this district. So we don't need that. Everything else is on an as needed basis, which is fine. Landscaping, explosive. I wish those bots would stop loitering in that area. But, I guess that's a price of having the district centre there. There we go. So we just need that. No, we don't need that one to be placed actually. So we can then go into the paths. Tubeway levy, that's the jobby. Because this lets us put the terrain on top straight away. Let me do that. Put dirt back. Put that piece of path back. We can put the piece of dirt on there. These are just not doing stuff. I wonder if they're off doing all of the building over here. No, because that's not connected at the moment, so... What are our 4 builders doing? Should be building these. And they've got logs and planks, so... we don't have any builders, that's why. That'll sort it. That would be the issue. My other thought is how much charging do we have in this district? And in which case we should definitely oh no, it's fuel, isn't it? Duh. Right. Let's go to double speed so we get things done. And let's delete some unnecessary passage. And try and get this district rebuilt. There's your problem. We want those to be slightly lower priority than the builder's hut so we get more builders. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. These guys are moving stuff that way. Yeah. We'll just see how that works out. And then equally, I think we should do the same with this, which is really predominantly a kind of satellite wood farming thing, and probably doesn't need to be part of the main community. So what we could do is throw a small tubeway station there. But it's a really long pathway is what I'm thinking. And that might just help with resolving some of the issues. So I'm really curious if this is going to work or not. Because it really is the standard guidance, isn't it? It's like, oh, you have an FPS problem, then you need to do blah. And I've never tested it, so that's what we're going to do. So we need to put in a small tubeway station there. Bring that across to there. We will prioritize building that because they should be able to just get around and build that. And I want to make sure that storage. I'm going to make this all bots as well. So pause both of those for now before they start bringing in loads of stuff they don't need. Fuel, lubricant. Have 1 and 2 bots doing that. If we want to build those, we're going to need a small storage for planks. That is not running yet, which is fine because we're okay for scrap metal. There probably doesn't need to be that there, but what there might need to be is another set of storages for fuel and lubricant. Let's hit go on that, and then let's make sure that that's all bots. Let's go. That's okay. That was from construction. Let's go down here. You're pretty much all bots. I think we can just double check that from the district management. And that's probably okay. Manage distribution. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Let's just go. None of that. We just want fuel, lubricant, maybe those if we need to do some building. Yeah. That imports everything, so let's unpause those. You need to be beaver to bots, sorry. You need to be unpaused, and then we can do migrate population, district 4. Get rid of all of those. And then you need 11 more bots, so let's say a minimum of 20 bots. You are good. Hopefully they'll get that built and that will sort that out. Let's put in more small tanks for fuel and lubricant, and it would probably be sensible to have a pile for logs there so that they can bring them up to be exported. Because really that's the main thing that these guys, actually what I'm going to do is Bosch. Now I think that's probably had a bad effect. I remember that changes all of them, doesn't it? Yeah. So actually, probably what we want to do is change it to that. So over here now in this district, we are making gears and things. We don't have any gear storage, so let's resolve that issue. Gears, let's build our tubeway station. There we go, and that should connect up from the bottom, I believe. We can then replant our oak trees. And that should reconnect up the route out that way. Yep. So that's reconnected now. There we go. We have 26 FPS. So there is a way down into here currently. And probably this should be a separate district. Except that there's not really a lot down there at the moment. So, then what we could maybe do, because paths are a thing that impacts FPS, is we could just get rid of some of these unnecessary paths. We're getting that built, which is cool. So we still not got awesome performance. Whether we need to separate it out more, whether it would make sense to break this corner off as a district. It has a lot of our building and hauling capacity, so we'd probably want to bring that into maybe the main area But this has a lot of our industry. So, but it is only connected at 2 points. So it wouldn't be too difficult to do that. He says it's two quite densely packed points. But we could maybe do it. It's actually more than 2 points. It's connected there as well, so it's 3 points. But I could. I deleted that. Deleted those. Put in a, and that should be connected still through that, but I guess that doesn't connect everything? Question mark? Which is interesting. I thought it did. Okay. How would we do that? I mean, ideally, we'd put a district crossing there. We could always move those tanks. There. The fuel is fueling. Is not actually. So we could move those. We move those. We could move the path. The wrong key. What we could do is delete those. Come in here. Put a district crossing there. There. And then we'd need a district center. There. And we need to rebuild those fuel and water tanks. So we'd need some sort of raised thing, I think. Could we go? No. Could we go up above that? We could. Or we could go that way. And storage. So it was 2 medium tanks, wasn't it? So we could do that. And storage. That. Fuel. And water. I think the only slight concern is that the refineries are the other side, so they might need their own as well. Let's bump those up to 10. Let's make sure that those are set to bots. So let's also do storage there and there. Fuel and water, and let's get that going. Let them get all of that built and see what happens. Not 32 FPS at the moment. Yeah, I think probably I will want to disconnect that and connect it up somewhere here. Maybe up there and there. So that's built. Right, so pause. Make UB bots, and this district is short of 47 bots, so minimum 50. No, not that. Minimum 50. And why are you unhappy? There are no haulers in the district. Okay, that was a rookie mistake. Those can go. And what we can do is come around the back here, down here, district management, builder's hut, hauling post, there, there. There we go. And hauling post. That's going to need to go up quite a bit. Population, that's going to need to go up to like 60. Probably. Oh no, there's a bad side. It's fine. I think we've got it all automated, he says. So if we come over here, this gets shuffled off the side of the map, and this equally just gets dumped off here. So we're fine. Yeah. So if they could build that, that would be lovely. Let's... I guess there's maybe an issue with some storages for things. think our bot production is still in District 1. Yes. Probably a good thing. Probably a good thing. Oh, you need to be switched over. That will help. And we have 50 FPS, so I think it's improving. Well, that won't help, will it? Yeah, it's definitely improving. Well, that's kind of cool. So if we come down here, this district can't get required materials, logs. Okay. Well, let's give them a helping hand and let them import logs. Because they obviously don't have any to cut at the moment, so... And it's obviously hampering their construction, so... yeah, because they don't even have any in there, so... This guy is busy planting away, and I did a lot of log clearing down here, but yeah, definitely more playable. Definitely more playable. So this district is starting to produce bots. I did it again. That will help with the gear production, actually having them producing gears. So we have a bunch of vacancies. Which district has vacancies now? This one has 74 vacancies. So we need to up the minimum for this district to about 180. And I guess if this is just going to take a little while to resolve everything. But I think a lot of those vacancies are in building huts and stuff, which is fine. Yeah, 40 FPS, so we've doubled it, I think. Yeah, I've just gone back and looked, and we were at about... It's just stayed back down at about 20 FPS, so... I'm not sure how much we've achieved, actually. It feels better. I'm going to say that. The main district is still quite large. And that could be part of the issue. Let's just try tidying up some paths that are unnecessary. Just from like building stuff, because that might help. So let's get rid of those. Get rid of those. It's very variable now. It's peaking much higher, and I'd been and checked, and I was quite happy because suddenly I was seeing like 40 FPS. I'm not sure if it's because the main district is still quite big. because it encompasses all of this area. It's just basically most of this bottom corner of the map. It's like a quarter of the map still. So that could be the issue. That could be the issue. I don't know. I'm sure some of you will have thoughts down below as to what I need to do to improve this. And maybe I've not done enough. Maybe maybe splitting it into 4 districts wasn't enough. Maybe the districts are too big. Maybe it's this. Maybe this is the problem. I worry about how the game engine handles enclosed terrain and water over enclosed terrain. I think that could be part of the problem in this specific save game. Let me know your thoughts. Have I not done enough? Is it just that at this point on this computer, 500 beavers and bots with update 7 is too much? With the fact that we are spread most of the way across the map, and that we've got this with the enclosed terrain and stuff. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. The districts have maybe helped a little bit, but it hasn't been the massive jump in performance that I had hoped. And yes, some of these districts are quite big, but they don't have a lot of path in them. And we could maybe do some more. I think this was just from construction, so this could go. Possibly the same with this. And all of those could go really, but the only storage that district has, so you know. But that path could go. Realistically, that could go. That could go. Get the path, not the levee. That could go. That can go. All of that can go. All of that can go. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't really made a massive difference. So we do need a hauling post in that district. But I'm not trying to get it all super optimized. I'm just trying to see if splitting it into districts actually sorted out the FPS problem. And it doesn't appear to have. It doesn't appear to have. And we've got 5 districts now. That's not the one I want. 4 districts, and it has made no appreciable difference to the FPS. I don't think we're still at that. We're still at around 20. So yeah, you can argue in the comments if you think that that's wrong. but it doesn't appear to have made a fundamental difference to the performance. I can slow the game down to single speed, and it does. But who wants to play the game at single speed all the time? We've gained 20 FPS now, but when you're trying to do construction projects this big, you don't want to play at single speed. And that's kind of why I abandoned it, because I was trying to play at like 10 times speed to get this thing built. And it didn't work. So, yeah. And in case you're going to say it's the computer, I have a 5700X3D processor in this computer and a 4070 Ti super graphics card. I have also tried this on my editing PC, which has a 7950X AM5 processor in it and a 4070 Ti graphics card. Same result in terms of FPS. So, yeah. I would be intrigued to see what would happen if JC gets to the point that he's running a save like this with his new super powerful computer, with the 9800X3D, which is a lot more powerful than my X3D processor. But yeah, I don't know. I still think they have a long way to go with optimization of this game. So that's it for today. I think I'm not convinced that once you get to a big save that districts are going to really save you. And we're seeing a bit of a boost now. But then if I move, we don't. It's very inconclusive. Plausible? I've been watching a bit of Mythbusters lately. Myth plausible. I don't know. It doesn't feel to me like the massive boost I was hoping for. But maybe it's better if you're more organized and you don't just randomly throw them in. I don't know. Anyway, you've got to see, at the very least, one of the colonies that I created while I was playing away from YouTube. This is one of my favorite maps. This is the second time I've played this map. Yeah, I love this map. It's a brilliant map. With the Ember Pelts, it was quite interesting. It was less of a challenge, even on, I think I was playing on hard mode. Yeah, it was good fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this was somewhat interesting. Not as conclusive as I had hoped. And I will see you all next time.